Hey there, guys. This is our war against JA for the season. Because of how Kabam had the season bug at the start, it ended up that we're only going to face them this one time. And currently they are in first. I'm recording this during the war. I'll show the score later. So they're currently in first. When the war was starting, we got the matchup, right? They have a couple higher attack bonus than us, but other than that, we have the same win-loss. It's just on attack bonus right now. So the entire season, we kind of knew today was the first day we could get them. So of course, knowing Kabam, this is the day we get them, the first possible day. We're not going to dodge JA for an entire season. I think we would have had them potentially twice in the season if there wasn't the season bug. I'm not entirely sure. I can't remember. I feel like we would have had them twice, but I might be wrong about that. But so this is our war against JA. That's my team. I'm on path 5 at the start, and I have this Annihilus. So I had some extra mastery points around, so I turned on Mystic Dispersion 5 for this. And as you saw right there, that's actually something I'll sometimes do against an Annihilus, is I'll get the Obliterate and I'll actually trigger the Unstoppable intentionally, so that way he goes unstoppable. And very early in the fight with a champion like Doom, it's not very risky because you have such high health and resistances that you pretty much just get Mystic Dispersion power for free. Right there, he's my SP1 to nullify the Rod and regain the Fury. For the most part, I feel like I play very, very well this war, which is very, very good, because this is going to be, it's a very massive war for me. I feel like this is one of the better wars I've had play-wise, I don't know, in a while, but I just feel like this is one of the better play wars I've had. I was doing a lot of the smaller stuff pretty well through most of it. Maybe there's a couple fights where there's a couple things I could have cleaned up and things I'd love to improve on, but for the most part, I'm happy with this. So I also have Havoc back in the team, which is really fun when my officer told me that one. So he's global champion, and so is Magneto. So what I want is I need to get my debuffs up fast. But I realized, around here, that once my Fury is gone, the debuffs are all going to go away. So I really built them up a little bit too, not quickly, but so now what I want to do is I want to take some blocked hits to get my Plasma back on to heal block him. And then my goal is to drop my Heavy right before I SP3, so that way I have the Fury, I have the Plasmas, which are going to heal block him, and then I have my SP3 damage plus the Plasma Burst all at once. And so that's my plan going into this. I decided to go for the 4-bar power rotation. I probably could have gone straight to SP3 by doing a bunch of reparries, because Magneto has the energy hits, which probably would have been better. Right here, I take a blocked hit right as my timer goes over, so I gain 2 at the same time because mine isn't duped. So I keep all 10 of my charges. I also then have all 11 prowess. It takes off 80% and does 120k total, 86,000 base on that special 3, plus the 48, I believe it was, from the burst. So I also have this Wiccan here, which, so Wiccan was the second fight I was most worried about, I feel like, for this war. The fight I was most worried about for this war wasn't my fight. I misread the assignment for some reason. When my warplane came in, I was on the way to a family thing for Labor Day, and so it took me a while to fight, and for some reason I thought I had this America Chavez on the brute force mini, and I was like, oh man, that's going to kind of be annoying with Doom with the Saurian, so I'm going to have to intercept a lot or something, but it wasn't. So the reason I was worried about this Wiccan fight, honestly, is there's a bug with Wiccan that he can crash your game in an instant, which is really fun. But again, Wiccan has all energy hits on his SP1, and it's a couple hits. It's 3 here, I think. Yeah, I think that was 3. I kind of forgot to count. I think it was 3 or something, though, on the SP1. So as you saw, the SP1, because I have energy resistance, it's not too bad. But on one of these next ones, I let him build up a couple too many prowess before he actually throws it. It's kind of odd. His neutralize is helping me out because I'm not gaining dexterity and constantly triggering the power back from MD. So right here, I just wanted to build up a couple more of my prowess. I wanted to get back up to my 11. I wanted to also wait for that to switch over so I could build those couple plasma. I don't know why I waited to do that. I should have thrown it right away because it makes me hesitate after this. You'll see what I mean. So I put on the power back boosts mainly for this fight because, as you see, it almost kills, but it doesn't quite. And if I had thrown it without waiting for those plasmas, I would have just instantly thrown this SP3. But for some reason, I was like hesitant because I wanted to knock off his protection first. But I actually do get off this SP3 before all 12 of my prowess, my temporary prowess, fall off. So this SP3 is going to absolutely slap him for that final 10%, just in case, you know. It's only a 99,000 SP3. Then I also have this Kitty Pride here with Nimrod, which I've done this fight before, so I was able to carry the invulnerability from that Wiccan fight to this fight. My officer told me to use the invul there pretty much as safety, because I've never taken a Wiccan in war before, so I wanted all the safety I could have. So I was gonna take that invul for sure. And this Kitty fight, it's definitely really any of the boosts work, because especially with the boosts I have on, I'm not like 100% max boosted because I don't really have the max boosts for the red and orange, but I have the max green on, and the other ones are pretty big. So during this fight, I feel like I actually do a really good job about controlling when I give over my, what's it called, for my power snack for the most part. A fairly good job. Right there, I was a little bit too panicky to try to remove her prowess, so I hit into her face, which took off a fair chunk of health, which was kind of an issue. I also probably should have turned suicides on for this fight, but I am really dumb. I had 2 Nimrod fights back to back, and I thought I only had 1. Oh no, I don't even have them back to back. I'm kind of fine I didn't turn on suicides for this fight. I would have been turning them on an awful lot. But that SP2 really rinses her down, and I've had trouble in the past before where I'll SP2 her or someone here like Apocalypse, and it pushes them into backup recovery, and then I power stack while trying to bait them above 2 bars of power, and they get like just under the SP3. But right there, I did a better job about throwing it when she had less power on, and then it ate my unstoppable for the power stack, and then I was instantly able to get the decks off. So as you see here, I stopped recording because I think I'm done fighting, and they're all like, yep, and now it's time for Mixmaster Doom. Or not Mixmaster Doom, Mixmaster Nova. And I'm like, what? Because my officer sends assignments twice. He sends it to you in his DM, in your DM, then he sends it to everyone in the Alliance, and to just me, he said, Kitty, Sauron. But in the Alliance one, which as I said, I was out, so I didn't like open the app to check it. In that one, he said, I'm taking Nova, so I didn't realize I was taking Nova, and I come back and I'm like, oh, I wonder how the Nova fight went, and everyone's calling me a bot because I didn't take it, because I didn't realize. So I come back and I'm like, oh shoot. So I'm glad I didn't put on the suicides. My next fight after this is a Nimrod fight, and if I had turned on suicides for like those 2 back to back, that's cool. But like I would have turned them on for Kitty, then turned them off for this. Like I turned them back on and turned them off and turned them on. It would have been I would have just no units left. So it's kind of fine I didn't do them for Kitty, but it also would have finished off that fight in the single SP2. So there's some give and take there. It was also just kind of something I forgot to think about, if I'm being honest. This Nova fight, I've done it before with like AA in GT. It's been a while since I've taken this with Doom, I feel like. But I've taken this with Doom a lot in the past prior to GT, because this was a common placement with like some different nodes. And I've always kind of liked taking this node, especially with Doom, a little bit slower. I'm just going to go for that medium, light, heavy. I'm not really going to play around with any like antics about trying to like light, medium, light, heavy, because that I should have time for that in there. But with Doom against Nova, there's no real need, because after that first SP1, I didn't do the best job of it, but I should have kept my staggers on him a little bit more aggressively so he doesn't get back his Furies or anything, and then I would have just been having a constant cycle of Mystic Dispersion. Right here, I just want to see if I can get up to my SP2 during my Fury. I've also done a really good job so far in this fight about avoiding the evade. Right there, I throw that final SP1, which I steal power just under SP2, and Mystic Dispersion brings me up and over, which is really good, so I'll just end up throwing that SP2, which just nukes him. Yeah, they're calling me a bot for asking, because I asked if it was Doom, but my officer is the weirdest Havoc simp, and I could see him suggesting Havoc for Nova. I don't know. So I was just making sure. So I ended up making our BG move a little bit slower than we were supposed to, so I have to go again here in section 2. And I boosted and then healed, which is pain, because I wasn't thinking about it. I actually let my boost fall off, and I was like, oh, I'll heal up my Nimrod after that, and then I just forgot to. And then I throw on a regen boost, so I really didn't even need to use that potion. Kind of some wasted loyalty, because I don't normally spoil a fight. This fight goes very well. Like, incredibly well. It's a Nimrod versus a Sauron. I mean, it's probably his best matchup, because I feel like Sauron's pretty aggressive with that SP1, and the cowardice makes his SP1 hit so weak. So I feel like Nimrod is just so good for Sauron's. It's absolutely insane. And I have that regen boost on me, so I'm just at full health this entire time. I'm playing it a little bit slow right here to build up the extra armors right before I throw my SP2, so I have 10 armor ups. And that is an 8k per tick of the shock, and there's the 4 shocks. 4 shocks, 5 shocks, whatever it is. It's a lot of damage. So much damage. Like, he's kind of nutty. So for here, I was actually thinking about turning Suicides on for the Sauron, and then I would use Havoc here. But I decided I'll stick to the plans because it's against JA, and Doom is just uber safe for this fight. Just so safe. So I don't know how well it'll come through on the recording. This fight, a little bit on the Sauron, but on this fight, it is so laggy. I don't know how well it's going to come through on the video. But when I go for that light intercept, the screen gets really bad. And there's a couple other points in this fight. Like, I'm going to eat an SP1 at some point, and the screen just, like, half stops. It was so laggy for this fight. It was really crazy. So right here, I make a very big error. I decide I'm going to throw my SP3 there to take advantage of my MD so I can get the regen buff to expire during my cycle. But he wasn't at high enough power to Doom Cycle. He also had his Rock Shield up, so the SP3 did nothing. Fortunately, I actually did get my... Oh, wait, no, he did have high enough power, my bad. I actually did get the Fury, so because of those two facts, I can Doom Cycle, and I got the Fury. Started at 99% after my SP3, or at the start of my... Yeah, by the time my SP3 ended, and by the time my SP2 is over, he's down at 30%. 60% health with all of his resistances and everything, and this final SP2... Well, not final SP2, but the Incinerates are going to tick him down just about all the way, and those final couple hits will finish off the Korg. See, again, I don't know how well it's going to come through, but as you see here, because there's only one fight left on the map, if you can guess. I'm taking it again already, so I have a boss. And with how that fight went, it's like, I am not risking that on the boss. I am restarting MCOC. And so I'm going to put on full Suicides because it's another Weapon X, so I'm going to take Nimrod. And I actually decided to put in all my points into Limber. I just threw them into Stupefy while I was there for just like Arena and stuff after that. But I decided to put all my points in Limber in case I was late on punishing something and I got stunned. I might be able to escape out of it quicker. So here I'm going to go for the Advanced Power Boost. And I actually throw on all of my Tech Boosts. Nimrod doesn't really need those, if I'm being honest, but it's always really nice to have. So this fight, let's just get into it then. Get right into here. So I told you the plan last time. I wanted to try to reparry early on as much as I can to build my double armors. I need to get better about repairing full combos again. So I'm kind of going for a bait heavy strategy, even though he's going to get the unstoppable. But by baiting heavies, I'm also going... I should have finished with light there, if I'm being honest. But I have 14 armor, so I don't really need more. So let's just get right to this part. And it's just under 9k a tick. So my first SP2 brings him down to 50%, but it also pushes him to SP1. So he gets that unstoppable and the unblockable. That intercept there was a little bit lucky. He was passive there, so that crit really hurt because he also has that Fury from he gets in this mode. And I was just in a little bit of a pickle, so I threw the SP1 to try to create some distance. Fortunately, his Berserk mode ends, so he doesn't even gain Unstoppable during this part, I think. He is, like, super easy during this part of his thing. I should have gone for a couple more parries here, but I have that energized, so I get right up to SP2 super fast. The ticks aren't as big, going between 6 and 7k, but that finishes him off, and it's a boss in under a minute. That one hit really makes this fight look a lot worse, in my opinion, because it's a 14k crit. But I was pretty proud. I was pretty happy with that boss fight. I just needed to do it a little bit better about not getting into my corner because of that unstoppable phase. There's a strategy I wanted to try which I didn't quite get to do, which is throwing my unblockable SP2 into the unstoppable, and the final beam will still knock him down because of how long the unstoppable is versus the SP2. Didn't really do that. This is where the war is at the end of Saturday night for USA time zones. So we still have a lot left to go in the war. We're right around halfway through, and they're nearing in on 2/3 of the way through. But we have a fair lead right now, and I just hope we finish it off and close it out. I'll try to post the score as quick as I can. I actually don't know if I posted the score for the last video, but this war is probably the biggest war of the season for us, so it's a really, really big one. Whoever wins this takes first for the season. Not like we'll guaranteed get first, but they'll go into first for the final week of the season, which is a great place to be in, especially considering we can't match each other again. GG to JA. However this match ends, it was a really, really fun war up until this point. I'm sure it's going to be even more exciting when I wake up after I post this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope you guys are ready for the final week of war. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.